What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another solo leveling Arise video. Alright guys, we are going to talk about teams. That's right, teams, and how to set up the best teams possible for hunters, specifically focusing on hunters, because obviously for SJW it's going to be support versus hunters, where you actually will be fighting hunter mode. A lot of you guys are struggling with WOBL. And some of you guys are already past WOBL looking for the future. So with the current formations we have, I'm going to go through it now. If you do want to set up teams ahead of time and get yourself some of the best team setups going, all you got to do is go to manage teams in here under the menu section, and then go under the hunters tab right here. There's a player tab and a hunters tab, right? Hunters tab right here. And then you can actually just play around with all of your formations that you want to do and set them all up. That way you don't have to worry about them in the future, making life a lot easier when you just got to rotate in and out of the teams you want to use. This is a great feature. Also remember that you can actually change the name of the formation as well too, right? So for example, this one here, I'm going to call it main. So we'll call it main formation, right? Main hunter team. Now it doesn't always work, like doesn't have unlimited letters, obviously 12. So if I go main hunter, for example, this is going to be the main hunter team that I currently am using in the setup. Let's just say though I want to do Arachnid, Serbi, etc. These are some of the teams that I just named out, but let's go over a few of these and create some brand new ones and go over this. So for example, my Serbi team is going to obviously drastically change. I no longer use this team anymore. So for example, for this team here, I'm going to use Gunhi, Mirai, and Thomas. I already got 20, so it's not really needed, but you can also use Hansimi here, so you can go like this if you need to, right? So formation, set up my team here, put in my Baron, and there you guys go, team right there for Serbi. Now if I don't want to use this team, obviously I can switch it up. So for example, I have been using this team instead, which has been just killing it. So this is going to be the same Serbi team as it was before. Or if you want to, switch it up a little bit and make things a little easier, you guys can set up a team with a Wu here as your breaker instead, and Hansimi, and make it all wind. Or if you want to make it a little different, you can make it all water. So it's your choice on what you want to do. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and actually just change this team up. Actually, we'll keep it the same. We're going to just delete this team in general. So you guys can, of course, delete this if you want to, or just change it all up completely. It's your choice. Now, let's talk about some of the future formations that you want to build and what you want to focus on in the future. So let's go with best overall light team. Okay, so we're going to do that. So let's just go here, hunters, and let's go with best light team. So I'm going to go ahead and do another formation. Let's take away, this is my dark team. I'm going to go ahead and take SM back out. I'm going to put Harper in. And that right there is my team right there for dark. So we're going to change this formation up. And of course, you're going to have to add the gear and everything to it. So we're just going to go dark team. So we're going to go dark, and I'm going to put unfinished. Unfin. Okay, so this is my team, knowing that it's a team that I'm going to use for sure, but it's not a complete team yet, so I do need to finish this team off before I go any further. Obviously here you want to switch this up because this is not the team setup that you're going to use. You're probably going to go with this team. You're probably, Igris is fine, Beru and Serbi, and that will set up that team 770. Obviously I have a lot of work to do here. You guys can see a lot of gear here is just incomplete and not being used properly, so we'll have to switch this up. So there's one team right there. If I go back to, sorry, I keep pressing the back button. If I go back here again, so there's my dark team. Now let's do a win team, right? If I want to do a win team, for example, win team, this right here we just saw already is going to be comprised of Wu. There he is. There we go. Wind, Hansimi. Where is she? Hansimi and Mirai. All right, so this is going to be the win team. In case I ever need to use a win team, this is the team I'm going to go with. Now, Big Rock is going to be the one I'm going to use for this team here, and Beru and Serbi are going to be the setup there. And we're going to add the Remnant. There you guys go. Wu needs his weapon, so let's add that in there. That'll push it to 779. Again, this is useful because you can always go through these teams and be like, okay, what am I missing? Like, look at this. I don't have any gear on Wu at all, so I have to go back here and add the gear for him later on. But this is a great way, again, to organize your teams and get yourself the best out there. Now, let's go with the next team here. Let's go with the light team. Now, light teams are going to be very unique, and they can be different. Now, I'm going to create a light team that's going to have unrecoverable in it. So we'll go Thomas and Cha, and this team is going to be my unrecoverable team. So we're going to call this let's call this the Scorpion team. Okay, so this is going to be a team that fights specifically against the Scorpion, and we know that this team here is going to be really popular because of the Cha unrecoverable effect, right? So we're going to go right here and call it Scorpion Scorp Instance or Encore. Okay, there you guys go. All right, next up, we'll call this WOBL Light. Now, ideally with this team here, you're going to want to do the following. You're going to want to do Gunhi. Actually, you know what? We might want to even do Akari here, Gunhi, and Thomas. So this is going to be the future light team that I'm going to use for the new WOBL. At least I hope to. And hopefully this team is going to be able to beat the brand new WOBL. Now, we have a lot of options for light teams, obviously. We have the option to use Min as well, obviously, as a universal unit. And you can switch that around anytime. Okay, so this is WOBL Light. I'm going to call it WOBL Light 1. WOBL Light 1. And then we're going to call this one WOBL Light 2. Okay, there it is. And right here for the hunters for this one, we're going to go Min, Gunhee, and Thomas. Okay. There's another WOBL setup right there. Now this team here, we could probably do the same setup, to be honest. Might even do Big Rock here instead. There you guys go. Set up. And we have ourselves 965, right? You guys can see his weapon's only level 1. I just got his weapon a couple days ago. I got to focus on Min even further. He's only A2. We got to push that a little bit more. But there's my WOBL Light 2. Now if I go back out again... Sorry, I keep pressing back. I'm so used to backing out like this. If you want to go back for the next one. Now, I don't have Isla, or else I would have created a proper dark team with Isla instead of Libora. But Isla would replace this team. This team here can be replaced completely. You know what? Let's replace this team here because I've got a couple versions of them here. We don't need all these versions. Like, Arachnid doesn't need to exist. We're just going to call this the water team. So, water team-wise, we're probably going to go 1... Where's Meilin? Actually, you know what? Yeah, we'll keep Sa in there, actually. We'll call this Meilin and Alicia. And this one's going to be actually a little bit different because we're going to use Tusk here instead. And we're going to go ahead and call this the water team. So we're going to change this up. Call this the water team. Water team. Okay? Needs a little bit more love, obviously, but that's the water team. So main hunters, Serbi can probably be adjusted completely. So you can do this as well if you want, guys. You can just take out the team completely right here and just empty the slots. Okay, if you just want to do that and just take the remnant. Actually, remnant you can keep in there because you're going to obviously keep that, but confirm. Okay, so there you guys go. Now if I go back to this team, if you want to rearrange it that way, you can, right? So there's my team as Serb. So if I go to my total teams, you guys can see one here is blank, and here you can just go back to naming it nothing. So just change formation 3. Okay, and the same thing with this one here, right? Again, it's the same team. I don't need this team again to be redone. So go back here and look at whatever other element you're missing. In this case, it's going to be fire. So my fire team would probably look like Emma, Choi, and Yusuyun right now. I don't have Gina clearly. Gina would be a good place to have that unit in here. I'm going to put Baru in here. And that right there is the fire team. So we're going to call this the fire team. Needs buff team. No, I'm just kidding. Fire team. Okay. So there you guys go. Play around with this a little bit. Set it up. Now, you can, of course, set up universal teams as well. Remember that universal teams can use units like Meilin, can use units like Isla, can use units like Min. They don't require to be part of their elemental team, but in case you are looking to just set up an elemental team specifically for a element, this is the best way to do it. So these are some of the teams you guys can put together. Now, if you want to do the SJW side of things, go to the player and you want to set up the proper support formations, you absolutely can. So feel free to go through this and put up the proper support that you want, and you guys can do that as well too and make things a little bit easier for yourself for future use. This is a feature I think that everybody should be using. It is really, really well put together. The only issue we have here, and I'll be real with you, and this is one of the issues they need to fix in the game, period, not just for this, but in general, they need to just give us presets at this point. Presets are something that we all require. So for example, if I want to put, like, let's say Emma has an 8-piece greed set that I know I share with other units. Well, I should be able to save that preset for her, and then when I click on the use button or equip button, it should automatically grab from those other units, take the gold or whatever the case may be if it's a free equip week, and toss it back to here. So presets are a must, because right now the biggest issue we find and why a lot of people don't optimize their sets is because it's so taxing on two things: the gold part of it, and of course the effort of knowing which set belonged to who. So Netmarble, I really hope presets come in the future, and not just presets like this, right? We're not talking about these kind of presets here where you can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are presets I don't care about. I care about the proper presets, right? The presets that are going to actually make sense for my character, the presets that are going to actually push my account, and the ones that I don't have to think about. I just know what I use most of the time, and I can equip it and let things fly. Those are the kind of presets we're looking for. So I really do hope Netmarble puts their brains together and makes it happen. But for now, we don't have it. Unfortunately, this is what we have to deal with. So there you guys go. Please use those formation setups. It's actually useful. A lot of people don't use this setup, and they should. I think it's really, really, really good to just have things ahead of time. And team formations are ones that make life a lot easier for you to focus on. And you can kind of see as well what you're lacking. And I think that's the beauty of it. Like when you put this together, you can be like, okay, you know what? My water team, for example, like it's only 797. Why is it so low? Like, what am I missing? So you can go to this team, for example, right? And just click on the gear and be like, okay, you know what? Here's the problem. These guys don't have the right gear. So then you can swap out those gear. If I go over here, for example, you can check out the skills and see what the level of the skills are, if they're missing cores, etc. Right? Like Alicia's missing cores, for example. If I want to put a core on her, there you guys go. That boosts her power. And this one as well too. Like, look, I'm at 802 now. Same thing with this. If I want to just put, you know, extra cores, just to put cores in, just to boost power, you can. So this is a great way to tell what you're missing and what you need to do to improve your overall combat power for each of these elements. This is the way to do it. So these are some of the best teams out there when it comes down to like raw elemental teams. And then of course you have your main team that you use for everything, and then you'll have things like, I don't know, for gates. A lot of people use the same team for gates. For example, Alicia's great for gates. She might not be great for a lot of content out right now, but for gates, she destroys it. Same with Emma, a BOT team, right? You might want to use a BOT clearing team. So if you set that up here, for example, you do this kind of content right here, BOT, right? If you're doing the challenges, for example, like I'm ranked number 1 on my server, but if I were to do these challenges, I'm always using usually the same squad, to be honest with you. So you can just set up a BOT team just to go right through this and kill it off, right? So these are the kind of things you want to focus on, guys, to help you improve your gameplay and just to save you time, right? Rather than going in and doing this every single week and switching teams on a constant basis, just preset it, use it, and hopefully they give us the preset for armor eventually, making life even easier for us. All right, guys, this is Payne. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much. Happy holidays again. We'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.